So, Ben, if I were to just ask you right now how you would introduce Jared if you had a chance, what would you say?
I love it when you throw me under the bus like this because if I had known this was coming, I would have done a proper introduction.
Well, we'll do that next week.
Okay, it's gonna work out great. Uh, yeah. Here's Jarrett.
There we go. There we go. We got there.
I had a feeling he might do the old Jack Nicholson Shining, intro there, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was Johnny Carson. I'm not sure. Like he might have been. Yeah.
It's a cross between Jack Nicholson and Tony the Tiger. Like it's,
which that's what Ed McMahon is.
Great.
There you go, gentlemen. Well, it's good to see you both.
Yeah, you too, mate.
I'd write a whole proper thing with like his accomplishments and
no,
and make some digs at his third nipple.
Yeah, so it's still there. It's still there. I'm taking it on holiday to McMahon's with me. Needless to say, I probably won't go shirtless poolside because I don't want to scare any children or really anyone who's afraid of things that resemble the third nipple.
But it does give you the power to tell a future.
It does. And it also allows me to get the best spot near the pool because I figure if there's someone else there, in a cabana with a, nice day bed or whatever, I'll just walk up and kind of slowly edge closer with it until they leave, and then I'll just jump on there. So I'm going to put it into practice next week and see how it works for me.
Just give a little squirt into the pool; it will clear the place out.
Look, I do not even know if we referenced that last week on the show.
No, I don't. I think that's some inside baseball right there.
All right, what's going on, mate?
Oh, well, look, I'm really excited about home entertainment this week because there's a release that's coming out and it's coming out in all the formats. But this is a film that really honestly took me by surprise. I didn't see it theatrically, and I was probably one of the naysayers. I wasn't out there, posting links to the trailer, calling shit on it, but I just had doubts about it enough not to actually see it theatrically, and it's Wonka. And man, I watched it on, premium video on demand, and that way we could get like the Atmos and everything else. And 5 minutes into it, I was already in awe of it. And then seeing the songs as the film played, by the time the film reached the end credits, I sat through the entire end credits because it was just it was hilarious with Hugh Grant's little bits between them. But my first instinct was, when's this thing coming out in 4K? Because I'm buying this straight away. I was really blown away by how much I enjoyed. Have you guys seen this movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you both didn't like it?
No, not particularly. I didn't hate it.
I loved it. I just couldn't. I felt like it kind of recaptured some of the magic of the original. Yeah, and it's the first thing I saw Timothée Chalamet in that I actually thought he did a good job.
Look,
that he just wasn't part of the furniture.
I've come around. I like Timothée Chalamet now. Like, I really do enjoy him. I think he's matured a lot. But this one, I don't know. I think where I had problems with it was it kind of doesn't fit in with the original canon, like the Gene Wilder one. Like, it doesn't fit as far as I'm concerned, because it is an official prequel to that.
Yeah, you mean because they did change some of the ethnicities of some of the characters and things of that nature?
I don't buy it is the same character. Like, it doesn't.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't mind it, but I sort of saw that there's probably another story between this and that, because we've kind of got to see how he becomes sort of like a little bit more twisted and dark.
That's the thing, right? So I don't think in Roald Dahl's mind that he had like some kind of backstory like this. I just think he's it's weird because that's how he's, that's his makeup, Anyway,
but I always feel like there's something that's happened that's made him kind of, do good, and you'll get something, do bad, and you'll be punished, like as if there's been some critical point in his life. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it. I really enjoyed it. I laughed. Actually found it quite moving.
The guy that played Olivia Colman's sidekick was great.
Oh, he was fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Was that the guy that's in the, oh God, I can't recall now.
He's got a couple of like comedic murder mystery shows in the UK. He's like a UK stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I was going to say a UK comic that I recognized from something. And look, it's probably the first thing I've seen the other chap from Little Britain in that I haven't hated him in.
Matt Lucas,
because generally I'm like, oh, great, it's him playing the same character again. But I was like, well, I'm fine with him in this.
I didn't like any of those three chocolatiers, the regulars. It's stupid as far as I was concerned.
I did. Look, I can't say a bad word about it. I was pleasantly surprised, really enjoyed it. I'm going to pick it up on home end. My only disappointment with the release is that they've just only got 5 featurettes on there, and I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity, and I don't see them double dipping. Not that I expected a commentary, but I assume there would be some deleted material. Some of the featurettes could have probably delved in a bit better on the production history of the film, particularly relating to the music and that. But regardless, it's kind of 5 puff pieces and that's it. But the Blu-ray and the 4K have Dolby Atmos, which is
I'm guessing those
phenomenal.
puff pieces are the ones that are already on YouTube anyway.
Well, most of them, yeah. If anything, they'll just be slightly extended versions, so they can actually call it a special feature. But that's coming out from Roadshow from the Warner catalog. And then there's another odd entry that's coming out from Roadshow from the Warner catalog. Kind of baffles me that they're bothering to release it, let alone release it so close to the US release. And it's Contagion, the Steven Soderbergh viral thriller. I mean, the film was never massive when it came out and probably peaked in popularity during COVID because people got obsessed with watching like Outbreak and things like this. So it seems like an odd one. It seems like an odd one to even come out on 4K, to be honest, even in the States. But for us to follow suit with the release soon after. And locally, we're getting the 4K and Blu-ray, bundled together like the UK does, whereas the US are only getting 4K. But there's no added benefit apart from the fact if you're future-proofing yourself, because the same special features are on both releases. The disc that's actually in the Blu-ray disc is the whatever year that movie came out, release of the disc. But anyway, that one's coming out from the catalog, and it kind of just had me. And there's no new special features, just 3, archival featurettes. And to be honest, it's not a bad film, but I don't really like Steven Soderbergh at all.
Really?
So I'd just rather Warner actually release a classic on disc. Do Bullet, for God's sake, do Bullet.
Yeah.
Do some of the great films.
I love Soderbergh stuff in between the big ones. Like Haywire was great with Gina Carano.
I actually didn't mind that, but that was because it was a bit balls out, more action, and something different. You know what? I've actually got a theory. I think the reason it's getting a release is because Warner are actually going to do Ocean's 11 trilogy or Ocean's trilogy in May. So maybe it was kind of a bundle deal. Maybe it was, I'll do, help, supervise the transfer for these 3 director approved, but I want my Contagion released.
Yeah. Maybe
buddy, it's already been released. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Maybe Limey did well when they did the 4K of that not too long ago. So maybe that did really well.
Enough to go, cool. Let's play through
more.
Yeah.
But what about Out of Sight and the
Well, yeah, I mean, Out of Sight does have a 4K release in the US. I picked it up, the Keen or Lorber, but
I'm sorry, I've got to take this into the hospital. Sorry.
Okay,
yeah, no problem.
Do it. Keep going, Jarrett.
I hope those test results come back good, Ben, and it's not one of those venereal diseases like you feared. But yeah, so maybe it's something to do with that. But there's a bit of news as well, the Ocean's trilogy. Interesting, it's the Ocean's trilogy, and we've kind of forgotten about that Ocean 8 movie that didn't, it's not packaged with it. It's out on 4K already, but it's not being packaged with it. Just like the future Ghostbusters, packs don't include Ghostbusters 2016 or 2017.
And do you remember both of those films? There was quite an uproar when people dismissed them at the time.
Precisely. And look, and I saw both of them theatrically. And, Ocean's 8 wasn't terrible. No. I've never been an Ocean's 11, 12, 13 fan. They're fine films. They're good, but 8 was, So anyway, that's interesting. But maybe because Soderbergh did do those whole 3 though, didn't he? So maybe that's why.
I think he produced the 4th one.
Oh, well, of course, he was there for a payday like anyone else. But the other interesting release that's coming out this week, which I know that you'll be generally excited about, and I'm actually excited about, I had not seen it yet, from Viavision, Zombie Town.
I know. I can't wait for this one.
I'm psyched, man, because this is Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, and they really publicized it as so in the States, and we kind of know that they're going to be in it maybe for 10 minutes or something. But regardless, it looks great because it's a gateway horror film, and we're all about these gateway horror films.
You know how I feel about those, and it's very much it's an R.L. Stine movie as well, and
absolutely,
I find his adaptations lately have been fantastic. It kind of looks like a cross between Goosebumps and that Spooky Town that I talked about last year.
Yeah. Spirit Halloween or something, the movie?
Sorry, that's the one, Spirit Halloween, yeah.
Hey, AKA, because it went under the different titles.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Yeah, I'm hanging. And the fact that Viavision are actually going to do it on Blu-ray and DVD is really exciting because you know that this is kind of that movie that it's lucky to get a physical release, and if it does, it'll probably just be DVD, bargain bin sort of thing. So the fact they're doing a blue for it's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty encouraged to actually go out and just physically buy it sight unseen on Blu-ray to encourage this continually happening because
I know.
yeah, it's a risky bet. But yeah, so I'm really down for that. But that's the cream of the crop for releases this week. Anything else is probably not even worth talking about, Clint.
Alrighty, well there we go. We'll check in with Ben later, and hopefully he's back for the rest of the show.
I got my fingers crossed for you, Glenn. But you know what I say? Until next time, stay physical.